So what I'm going to talk to you about today is a little bit about what power looks like, but I also, and in order to start this discussion, I'm going to just throw out a few facts and figures to you. And so right now, the internal combustion engine is at a demise. And so most governments have given the automotive industry up until 2030 to stop the production of gas-powered vehicles. And so after 2030, the only vehicles that you'll be able to buy are electric vehicles. And so what that means is you'll have primarily EVs, or the electric vehicles. The primary component of an electric vehicle is the battery. And with that being said, the batteries that go into those vehicles are lithium-ion batteries. And so, I guess I'll start with the the Biden administration just did a study, and he directed his economic development director to do a study on electric vehicles, and he did this study, and he came back from doing this study, and he said the electric vehicle is basically a tin box with a battery inside of it. And they asked the question, well, what's in that battery? And the answer to that question was Africa. Africa's in that battery. And so I want you to think about this. 75% of a lithium-ion battery, the key components in it are cobalt and lithium. 75% of the world's cobalt comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo. It comes from Africa. 50% of the world's hard lithium reserves are in the Democratic Republic of Congo. They will not be able to make a battery without Africa. They will not be able to make a laptop without Africa. And so you think about everything that a lithium-ion battery goes into, your cell phone, your laptop, they will not be able to make that without Africa. I want you to think about this. Tantalum. Tantalum is the critical component for capacitors. It is the critical component for your electronic boards. And so without tantalum, you won't be able to make a control board for your washer, your dryer, your refrigerator, your car, airplanes, missiles, everything that you can think of has a control board inside of it. 70% of the world's tantalum comes from Africa. They won't be able to make a tank, a missile, a washer, a dryer, a refrigerator.
That is true.
A car, anything. And so, and the reason I'm telling you, I want you to understand your power, and I want you to understand how critical Africa is. They won't be able to do anything. And so, how that applies to us in the diaspora is that Africa is in need of engineers. Right now, Africa has to turn to China for project management and engineering. We graduate 4,000 black engineers in this country every year.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there are over 500,000 black engineers in this country. And so I'm going to tell you another little story. I was going to do a book about Julius and Thomas Jones, the two brothers, the Jones brothers. They were both NFL players. This was some years ago. And so I flew to Big Stone Gap, West Virginia, tiny little airplane. The wings were shaking. I was terrified. So I flew into Big Stone Gap, West Virginia, and I interviewed their parents. And I was taken all around this community in West Virginia. And what I saw in this community were thousands and thousands of black folks that worked in the mines. Thousands. We know how to mine.
Mm-hmm.
We have engineers. We have geologists. Imagine if we use that and come together. We know how to form companies. We know how to form consortiums. And our people would rather deal with us than be exploited by the Chinese.
That's true.
So the question is, what's the next step? And so I'm going to revisit what I said earlier about what does power look like. Power looks like black folks going over there, joining together, and providing the engineering that is needed to extract these resources. Power is black folks coming together and controlling not only the mining, but controlling the resources, controlling the distribution, controlling the manufacturing, controlling the land. That's what power looks like. And so the next time America does what America does, and they shoot an unarmed black person and refuses to investigate or want to cover it up, power looks like black folks telling you you're not going to get any tantalum.
Right.
Power looks like black folks saying you're not going to get any cobalt.
That's right.
You're not going to get any coltan. And what that does is that stops global vehicle production. It stops the economy. South Africa exports 90% of the world's platinum. Without platinum, you can't make, basically you can't make any kind of high strength alloy or steel. You can't make stainless steel. Africa exports 40% of the world's gold. 90% of the world's diamonds. So the entire world economy, all the film paper is backed by African gold. And so that's what power looks like when you tell them you're not going to get any gold for your fake economy. You're able to stop the entire global economy, and that's what power looks like when we come together and unify.
Brother Caleb, I'm definitely thankful